The iPhone 17 is here, and it's making waves in the tech world. With each new release, Apple pushes the boundaries of innovation, and this time, they claim to have outdone themselves. Apple boasts that it's their most secure device ever, a digital Fort Knox, designed to keep your data safer than ever before. But is it really unhackable? The question lingers in the minds of tech enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Every new iPhone is a challenge to hackers worldwide. They see it as a new frontier to conquer, a test of their skills and ingenuity. Apple's engineers build digital walls, employing cutting-edge technology to protect user data. Yet hackers view each release as the ultimate puzzle, a complex enigma waiting to be solved. This isn't just a battle of tech, it's a battle of wits, with our personal data at stake. The stakes have never been higher. So, has Apple finally built the uncrackable phone? Or is it just a matter of time before someone finds a way in? The suspense is palpable. Over the next few minutes, we'll dig into the old tricks, the new defenses, and see if the iPhone 17 is truly a digital fortress. We'll explore the layers of security that Apple has implemented. Let's get our detective hats on. The game is on, and the world is watching. Will the iPhone 17 withstand the test of time and technology? Quick disclaimer, everything we discuss here is for educational purposes only. We're here to learn how hackers operate so we can protect ourselves, not to encourage any illegal activity. Don't try to hack your friend's phone or anyone else's. To see how the iPhone 17 defends itself, let's look at how hackers attacked older models. Hackers often target the weakest link, the user. Classic method 1. Exploiting software bugs, tiny flaws called vulnerabilities. Hackers write code to slip through these cracks and gain access. Another trick, man-in-the-middle attacks, especially on public Wi-Fi, letting hackers intercept your data. And then there's spyware, malicious software that can steal your info, record calls, or track your location. These attacks usually start with a fake app or a dodgy link. Even with new defenses, hackers keep updating these old tricks. The battle is ongoing. Let's look at one of the most common attacks, phishing. Phishing is when hackers trick you into giving up your info by pretending to be someone you trust. You get an urgent email or text, maybe from your bank, asking you to click a link and log in. The site looks real, but it's a fake, and you've just handed over your password. Phishing attacks don't break your phone's security, they exploit your trust and fear. Hackers use personal info to make these messages even more convincing, a tactic called spear phishing. Even the most secure phone can't protect you if you give away your password. Think of it as having a secure house but giving the keys to a stranger. Awareness is your best defense. You're the gatekeeper. Social engineering is phishing's sneaky cousin, manipulating people into giving up secrets. It could be a fake call from Apple support or a hacked friend messaging you. The hacker pretends to be someone trustworthy, asking for your password or a security code. They exploit our natural tendency to trust authority and help others. For example, they might ask for a two-factor code, claiming it's for your security. No amount of tech can fully protect against a convincing con artist. That's why Apple reminds users. They'll never ask for your password or codes. Stay alert. Humans are often the weakest link. Don't let a friendly voice trick you. Now, let's dive into the high-tech world of cyber attacks, specifically zero-day vulnerabilities. These are the secret weapons hackers dream about, and they're at the heart of some of the most sophisticated digital attacks in history. 0 days are hidden flaws in software, unknown even to the companies that built the programs. The term 0 day means Apple or any other company has 0 days to fix the problem because they don't even know it exists yet. These vulnerabilities lurk in the background, waiting to be discovered and exploited. Because they're so rare and powerful, 0 days are incredibly valuable. They're often sold on the black market to governments, intelligence agencies, or elite hackers for hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. Sometimes they're traded in secret online auctions far from the public eye. What makes 0 days so dangerous is their stealth. Hackers can use them to silently break into devices, like your phone, without you ever knowing. In some cases, you don't even have to click a link or open a suspicious file. Your device can be compromised just by receiving a message. The infamous Pegasus spyware is a perfect example. It used zero-day exploits to infect iPhones with what's called a zero-click attack. Victims didn't have to do anything. The spyware just slipped in, undetected, and started stealing data. These attacks are almost impossible to detect until the software maker, like Apple, discovers the flaw and rushes to patch it. Until then, hackers have free rein to exploit the vulnerability. It's a relentless cat-and-mouse game. Hackers are always searching for new holes to exploit, while Apple's security teams scramble to find and fix them before any real damage is done. The stakes are incredibly high. That's why 0 days are considered the ultimate weapon in a hacker's arsenal. They're rare, powerful, and can be devastating if used against the right target. For most everyday users, the risk of being targeted by a 0 day is low. But for high-profile individuals, like politicians, journalists, or business leaders, the threat is very real. Their devices are prime targets for cyber espionage. So how does Apple fight back against these invisible threats? Let's take a closer look at the company's battle to protect your data and stay one step ahead of the hackers. So, what's Apple doing to make the iPhone 17 a fortress? First, hardware security. The secure enclave keeps your most sensitive data isolated, even if iOS is compromised. Safari and Mail now flag suspicious sites and emails, warning you before you enter info. Passkeys replace passwords with Face ID or Touch ID, no password to steal or phish. For extreme threats, there's lockdown mode, which restricts features to block advanced attacks. Apple's security teams and bug bounty programs hunt for vulnerabilities before hackers do. It's a multi-layered defense: hardware, software, and human intelligence. Apple is always patching, always improving, but no system is perfect. Let's see what Apple learned from past failures. Apple's security obsession comes from hard lessons. Remember Celebgate in 2014? Hackers used weak passwords and phishing to steal celebrity photos, not by breaking encryption, but by tricking users. The Pegasus spyware was even scarier. It used zero-day exploits to silently take over iPhones, targeting journalists and activists. These incidents forced Apple to add two-factor authentication, lockdown mode, and better threat notifications. Apple learned that transparency and direct warnings are crucial. Every hack led to stronger defenses. The iPhone 17's security is built on these hard-won lessons. Each breach made Apple's walls higher. The fight never ends. Now the big question: can anyone really crack it? Is the iPhone 17 truly unhackable? The short answer is, no device is completely immune to hacking, no matter how advanced. Technology keeps evolving, and so do the methods used by hackers. Even the most secure devices can have vulnerabilities, and it's a constant game of cat and mouse between security experts and cyber criminals. For the vast majority of users, though, the iPhone 17 is incredibly secure. Apple has built in multiple layers of protection. Encryption scrambles your data. Biometrics like Face ID and Touch ID make sure only you can unlock your phone. And sandboxed apps keep malicious software from spreading. These features work together to create a strong defense around your personal information, photos, and messages. But let's be real. If you're a high-value target, like a government official, journalist, or business leader, there are attackers out there with big budgets and sophisticated tools who might try to break in. These aren't your average hackers. They're often backed by organizations or even governments, and they're looking for specific information. Attacks like Pegasus spyware are extremely rare and incredibly expensive to pull off. They're not aimed at everyday people, but at specific individuals who have something valuable to protect. Most people will never be targeted by these kinds of attacks, but it's important to be aware that they exist. For the rest of us, the biggest risk isn't some high-tech hack. It's still human error. Clicking on suspicious links, falling for phishing scams, or using weak passwords are the most common ways people get hacked. It's easy to let your guard down, but that's exactly what hackers are counting on. So how can you keep your selfies, messages, and private data safe? Start with a strong passcode. Avoid simple combinations like 1234 or your birthday. Use a mix of numbers, letters, and symbols to make it harder to guess. Enable Face ID or Touch ID for an extra layer of security. These biometric features make it much harder for anyone else to access your phone, even if they get their hands on it. Turn on two-factor authentication for your Apple ID and important apps. This means even if someone gets your password, they'll need a second code, usually sent to your phone, to get in. It's a simple step that adds a huge boost to your security. Always be suspicious of strange links, especially in texts or emails from unknown senders. If something looks off, don't click it. Hackers often use fake messages to trick you into giving up your information. And never, ever share your codes or passwords with anyone, even if they claim to be from Apple or your bank. Legitimate companies will never ask for this information. Keep your iPhone updated with the latest software. Those updates aren't just for new features. They patch real security holes that hackers could exploit. Set your phone to update automatically so you're always protected. Remember, Apple builds the fortress, but you hold the keys. Your habits, like using strong passwords, enabling biometrics, and staying alert, are what truly keep your data safe. Stay smart, stay vigilant, and always remember, your daily habits matter most when it comes to security. A few simple steps can make a huge difference. Thanks for watching. If you found these tips helpful, follow for more advice on keeping your digital life secure. Protect your data, share these tips with friends and family, and don't let the hackers win. Stay safe out there, and see you next time.